All right, so now I'm going to present to you a trick to find the determinant for 3 by 3 matrices. All right, so here's our 3 by 3 matrix we want to find the determinant of. So first you need to copy down the first 2 columns to the right of the matrix. So this is column 1, so I'm going to write down this 3, 2, 0. And this is column 2, so I'm going to write 0, 3, 5. All right. So I have downward products and I have upward products. So the downward products are going to be these 3 numbers multiplied together. So that gives me -9. These 3 numbers multiplied together gives me a 0. And I'm going to add these together. And then these 3 multiplied together gives me a 40. So I add these numbers together and so I get a 31. All right, so now I have the upward products, and they're on the diagonal here. So this gives me a 0, this gives me a 30, and this gives me a 0 as well. So these added together gives me a 30. Okay, so now I'm going to do what this says. So you want to add the downward product, so 31, and I want to subtract the upward product, so subtract 30, and so I get 1. So this is the determinant. Pretty nice, isn't it? Quite a bit easier than the other method. All right, so let's do this again. So 0, 4, 2, 5, -3, 4. So let's first find the downward diagonal here. So this gives me a 0 plus, this downward diagonal gives me another 0 plus, this gives me a 16. So this is the 16. So let's do the upward products. That gives me a -6 and a 0 and a 20. So that gives me a 14. So to find the determinant, we take the downward 16, subtract off the upward 14, and I get 2. That's the determinant. All right, so notice that this trick only works on 3 by 3 matrices, not on 4 by 4s. So I would need to do the cofactor expansion. So let's just remind ourselves of what that is. I'll go back through here, pick this row, because I see this is going to have the most amount of zeros, right? So positive, negative, positive, negative. So I'll have -3 times the determinant of, and then let's write down the matrix, with this row and this, this column and this row taken out. So I'd have 1, -2, 2, 2, -6, 5, 5, 0, 4. Okay, so now you could choose to do the trick with this, or you could choose to expand. It's up to you, which you prefer. So since we know the trick, let's just go practice it. So to find the determinant of this, I'm just going to write it down over here. So 1, -2, 2, 2, -6, 5, 5, 0, 4. Again, we're going to write down, I'm just going to put them in a different color here. 1, 2, 5, -2, 6, 0. Okay, so the downward product, so this gives me a -24. This gives me a -50. This gives me a 0. And then I'm going to do the upward products. So this gives me a -60. This gives me a 0. And this gives me -16. So that's a -70. Whoops, -76. And this gives me oops, let's keep it the same color, a -74. Okay, so I take this -74 and I subtract the upward of -76, so that's going to give me 2. So I get a -3 times this 2, that gives me a -6.